Darling, my dad keeps asking where she is. I never thought this day would come. My dad sitting across from me, his eyes sharper than his words, asking questions he used to pretend didn't need answers. For so long I kept you in my quiet. Not because I was ashamed, never that, but because this stand we built felt too real to hand over to people who'd weigh it with old ideas and heavy rules. At first, he didn't say it outright. He'd drop small lines. So you still alone, or when you bringing someone here? And I'd smile, nod, brush it off like it didn't mean much. But, you know my dad, when he wants the truth, he doesn't ask once. He keeps asking until your silence breaks before your pride does. Yesterday he looked me dead in the eyes and said, I know there's someone, stop acting like there isn't. Where is she? I swear. My chest froze for a second, because hearing him say she out loud made this feel bigger than it ever did in my head. It made you feel more real, like you're not just my calm behind closed doors, but the truth even he can't ignore anymore. And I wish you could have seen his face when I told him I wasn't hiding you because I'm unsure, but because you're the only part of me I won't let the world pull apart just yet. He sat quiet, which for him says more than shouting ever could. Then he said, you think I'm gonna judge her? And I didn't know what to say, because the old me would have answered yes. But now, looking at him, I know he's just a father trying to see if what I'm holding is as real as I say it is. So here I am tonight, telling you this. He knows you're real. He knows you're the reason my storms sound softer when I speak. He knows there's a truth behind my calm, and that truth is you. So don't be surprised when he keeps asking. Don't be scared when he wants to see the eyes that hold the part of me even he couldn't hold steady. He's not trying to scare you away. He's trying to see if this is the stand his son really built with his chest wide open. And I promise, the next time he asks, I won't brush it off. I'll tell him straight. She's here, and she's not going anywhere. It's funny how things change when the truth finally leaves your chest and lands in someone else's hands. All this time I thought keeping you hidden was my way of protecting you, keeping your name safe from questions, opinions, and old ways of thinking that never understood my storms, let alone yours. But now, seeing my dad look me in the eyes and keep asking, where is she? It's like life telling me, it's time, let him see the calm you've been building in silence. Last night, after dinner, he sat back in his chair, arms crossed, eyes narrowed. You know how he is when he wants answers. He didn't raise his voice, didn't push hard, just 3 words. Where is she? No fake softness, no jokes to fill the quiet, just a father wanting to know if the woman who steadied his son is really as true as I say. I told him pieces of you, not all of it, not yet, but enough. I told him how you never asked for my storms to disappear, how you didn't flinch when my pride spoke louder than my soft side, how you stood in the door of my worst nights and didn't run when my silence tried to push you out. He listened, no comments, no smirk, no sharp line to test me, just listened. And when I finished, he leaned forward and said, if she's that real, then why is she still just your secret? That hit me harder than I thought it would. Because maybe I was wrong. Maybe I thought I was protecting you by keeping you in the quiet. But maybe all this time I was just protecting myself, protecting my pride from what his questions might break open. And maybe that's not a bad thing anymore. Maybe him asking is the sign that what we built is strong enough to stand in front of eyes that once only saw my storms. So tonight when you feel that worry slip into your chest, what if he doesn't like me? What if he thinks I'm not enough? I want you to hold this truth tight. He already respects you. He hasn't seen your face yet, but he sees you in me, in the way my storms sound softer when I speak, in the way my pride bends when your name sits in my mouth. He knows you're real, and he wants to stand where you stand too. Next time he asks, I'm not brushing it off. I'm telling him she's here, and you'll see her soon. I sat with him again tonight. Same spot at the table, same question waiting on his tongue. Before he even took his seat, where is she? No anger, no disappointment, just a father's voice, carrying more weight than I thought it would. And for the first time, I didn't look away. I didn't hide behind small jokes, or change the topic like I used to when things got too real. I looked right back and told him the truth. That's been living in my chest for too long. I told him how you made me quieter, not the kind of quiet that hides, but the kind that listens. I told him how you never asked me to pretend I was something sweet for the world to clap for. You didn't want me to shrink my storms into soft lines that mean nothing when life gets heavy. You just wanted me real, even when that real wasn't easy to love. He sat there nodding like he was reading my truth off my face, instead of just my words. He asked if you really know who you're standing beside. If you know that my storms can roar when the world tries to test my stand. If you know that sometimes my pride speaks before my heart does, and you'll have to remind me who I said I'd be when things get loud. And I told him you do, because you've already done it. You've stood in front of my storms when I didn't have the words to thank you for it. You've held my name in rooms that would have loved to break it apart. You've sat with my silence without trying to turn it into something softer, just so you'd feel comfortable. And when I finished talking, he said something I didn't expect. He said, bring her here. I don't care about all the noise people will make. If she holds you steady, she's welcome in this house. You don't know how heavy that felt coming from him. All my life, I thought he'd stand in the way, pick apart every piece of what I chose, weigh it, question it, maybe even tell me I was wrong for loving someone this way. But instead, he's just waiting for you, for the truth that's been sitting between us for too long. So if you're sitting there tonight, wondering if you're enough, listen to me now. You were enough before he knew your name. You were enough when I was too stubborn to say it out loud. You were enough when you held my storms without asking for applause. And soon, he won't have to ask anymore. He'll see you the same way I do. My calm in the storm, my stand when my pride gets too loud, my truth when the world wants something fake. I sat with him again tonight. No distractions, no other voices in the room, just me, him, and the question that keeps showing up in his eyes, even when his mouth is quiet. Where is she? This time he didn't rush me. He didn't push me with sharp words or old ideas. He just sat there, my father, the man who taught me how to stand with my chest open, and my pride intact, looking at me like he was waiting for my truth to stand next to me, the same way you do. And tonight, for the first time, I let him see the whole picture. I told him how you came into my storms, when nobody else dared to, how you never asked me to hide the parts of myself, that roar, when the world gets too quiet, how you didn't try to be my cure. You were just my calm. And somehow that calm healed me more than any empty fix ever could. He listened, really listened. He didn't look away when my voice cracked. He didn't interrupt when my words stumbled, trying to hold all the truth they'd carried for so long. He asked me, does she know what it means to be beside you when you're not soft? I told him you do. I told him you've seen the nights I shut my mouth when I should speak. You've seen the days I shut the world out just to keep my storms from spilling where they shouldn't. You've seen my pride, stubborn, loud, sometimes unfair, and you've stood there anyway. Don't bring her like a secret you're scared to lose. Bring her like a crown you wear, without shame. Bring her like she's yours, because you made her yours. Not with sweet words, but with your stand. That line hit me so deep, because he's right. You're not something I should protect in the shadows. You're not a secret to keep safe, because I'm scared of what people will say. You're the proof that my storms didn't win. You did. You're the reason my pride bends now. When it never used to, you're the reason this chest feels softer but stronger at the same time. He told me if she's the one who calms you, then you owe it to her to stand in front of her, not just beside her. So the next time he asks, I won't just say she's here, I'll say she's mine, and you'll see her soon, standing where she belongs, right here with me. And when that day comes, when you stand in front of him, not as a rumor, not as a name whispered soft behind closed doors, but as the calm that holds my storms steady, I'll be right there, chest wide open, no pride big enough to hide what we built. So tonight, hold this close in your heart, when the doubts come creeping in. My father's ready to see you, and so am I. No more quiet, no more secret, just